Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So, Autumn of Agony, week 4 is here on the 1st of January, and it's Heimdall. So this Heimdall, I actually kind of like the fight, except the AI definitely here has been kind of tweaking quite heavily. Right, so let's break down the fight. I will show you solos with all objective champions, as in like one for each objective, and then I'm going to suggest you guys the best options. So first, breaking down the fight, we have Imperial Defiance, basically defenders immune to effects of Nullify, Stagger, Fate Seal, Buff Immunity, and cannot have their buff ability accuracy modified due to abilities like Neutralize and Soul Imprisonment, which effectively, well, means no Nullify and no Neutralize. Assault Battery is kind of the main node of this quest, and the idea is that all the damage you do to the defender gets absorbed by this battery. And then whenever you knock the defender down by a special attack, the battery is emptied and the defender takes 200% of the damage stored in there. Whenever the attacker is knocked down, the battery is emptied and the attacker takes down 100%. So basically, don't get knocked down, knock the defender down, knock Heimdall down. Then we have Brace for Impact, Interrupt Heavy. The defender starts the fight with Brace passive, which effectively, well, you guessed it, means he can't be knocked down. He's going to go unstoppable. So, interrupting their heavy attack disables this for 12 seconds. Pause during the attacker's special attacks and heavy attacks not affected by ability accuracy. This Brace, however, only works for heavy attacks, special 1, special 2s. You can still knock down the defender with a special 3, which is very, very significant. But the idea here is that you do need to interrupt his heavy attack, and you effectively need to touch him during this heavy attack. And in case of Heimdall, you will have enough time to dodge out of the way, let's say after his first hit of heavy attack. I'm going to demonstrate that in the Bullseye fight. Then we have Cold Feet. So you are passively rooted when the defender throws heavy attacks, which is kind of helpful. Heavy Hitter is kind of annoying when the defender is unstoppable during heavy attacks. But again, you can still play around this as well. Or you can kind of ignore just about every one of these nodes if you do have slow. And then we have Matador. So the attacker gains 1 bar of power every time the defender activates special attack. You cannot gain power by any other means. Under Pressure passive, dash back twice in a short period of time and you get a 50% disorient placed on you. Defender has special 1 and 2 bias and the best defense, improving Heimdall's auto block ability and giving him a chunk of power whenever he does auto block. It's kind of fairly straightforward fight. You effectively need to get some power from him using special attacks, then you want to interrupt his heavy attack, and then you can actually use your special attack, knock him down, and deal your damage. Now there are a couple of champions that, well, here you can see, we got all the objectives done as solos on the stream. There are a couple of champions that kind of play around these nodes quite well and are significantly better than others within these objectives. Beta Ray Bill is actually one of those. So here I'm not even using a relic on Beta Ray Bill as well, but the entire point is that Beta Ray Bill does have access to the Grit buff that lets you ignore Unstoppable. And as such, you know, this fight's made super easy. Here I would ideally want him to throw that special. And let's just move on. I do want to get 2 bars of power first to get some shocks going. Unfortunately, it didn't place any shocks on Heimdall as the fight was happening. Sorry about the wee bit of lag, but the point is charge up your heavy attack, drop your level 2, and then just spam your level 1s for as long as you do have the charges. And here again I'm just punishing him with a heavy attack of mine. Grit passive lets me ignore all the nodes. Here I just want to make sure that my shocks expire during the level 1, which just happened. I got my Fury buff as well, and Heimdall took a chunk of damage. Now it's kind of rinse and repeat for as long as I have the charges. And here again, I'm going to clap in the medium. And I'm going to clap in another medium. Make sure that, again, shocks expire during my special. And now we're going to see him take even a bigger chunk of damage. And again, exactly the same thing. I'm going to slow play it a bit, drop that heavy attack, and just activate my special now to make sure the shocks expire. During my special attack, he takes a big burst of damage. I do have 3 fury buffs. Now I need to get to 2 bars of power to gain my charges back. I probably could have done it before, but hey, whatever. So I'm going to charge my heavy here, get my intensify, all that other good stuff, and knock him down. And I think another level 1 will just about do it. So it's super easy and quick fight with Beta Ray Bill, mainly because of that grit that you have, and obviously Beta Ray Bill then being able to do a fairly decent amount of damage. It's actually quite crazily good amount of damage, but fine. And here we can see this is going to be it. 267 charges, 500k burst. Easy. Let's move on. Another super easy objective, arguably even easier one, is Dragon Man. With Dragon Man, this fight's again made extremely trivial. You just one spam your level 1s. That's it. Bait out Heimdall's level 1s, keep him in corner, spam level 1s of your own. Life is good. There's absolutely nothing to worry about. Each level 1 will deal, 130 or some kind of damage there. And that's going to be it. This one's going to be less because I didn't actually hit him before that, so there wasn't as much damage stored. Again, you do need to kind of get accustomed to the timing of his heavy attack, so you can dex it whilst being rooted. But here again, we can see we do have 80 charges, 160 k damage. It's not, the biggest burst of damage, but again, it's super easy because of the slow being applied technically before the knockdown. You don't need to pay attention to any timers. You do not need to disable that node. And yeah, you're just spamming level 1s. Very, very straightforward and easy. Kind of actually get a feeling that I largely just want to fast forward through this because the entire fight is extremely monotone. It's just bait out level 1, activate a level 1 of your own, bait out level 1, activate a level 1 of your own. So Beta Ray Bill was rank 1, by the way. Dragon Man, I believe, is rank 2. Neither one of them had even strikers applied to them because, yeah, you didn't really have to, kind of. And these are definitely the 2 easier objectives. It's really not tricky or difficult to do these fights with Dragon Man and with Beta Ray Bill. I will show you guys how to do these fights with other champions as well, where you do not have the ability to ignore that unstoppable, where you need to kind of fight throughout everything properly. So this fight is, again, last 2%. Just need to knock him down. We're going to be good. Just one knockdown and easy win. So Dragon Man, great for this. Let's move on to the next one. This is going to be Bullseye. Now, Bullseye does have level 1 that can kind of help you because you do have access to true accuracy, so you don't really need to worry about the auto block. But still, with Bullseye, just for the sake of speed, I primarily chose to go with level 2s. Found that to be better. And here is how you want to do the fight if you do need to effectively work within the nodes. You want to bait out the heavy attack, punish the first hit after the heavy attack, dex the other 2 hits, and now you can throw your special attack and he's going to get knocked down and you deal damage. And this is what you kind of have to do. So during his heavy attack, you need to effectively make contact with him to interrupt. You're not going to be able to knock him down or interrupt the heavy attack itself, but you need to make contact with him. So you can see that node is again active now. I'm going to want to bait out another level 1 from Heimdall, and then I will bait out a heavy attack. After the first hit of heavy attack, I will try to connect it. If he ever throws it, which I do. Now I dex out the rest of it. Accidentally activated relic. That was not the plan. So now I'm just going to drop my level 2. He's going to take damage. You can see the node is on cooldown. Life's good. Takes 229k. And that's going to be the entire fight. The crucial part here is kind of not get cornered and don't let him get power gain too much. Don't push him to 2 bars of power because then you're in real trouble. But as we can see, ideally you also want to avoid the disorient on yourself, because sometimes getting that perfectly timed parry is crucial. But if you do have to dex that heavy attack, you know, you will get it. Either way, here we go. Another level 2. Heimdall's down to 55%. And this is effectively using any generic random champion. I am not throwing my level 1, so I'm not even using the true accuracy, so there's absolutely nothing that generally helps me in this fight. Here I am just working within the nodes. Again, just bait out that heavy, punish the first hit of heavy. Again, Heimdall's AI is crazy. He will want to spam that heavy attack from whenever, all the time. But that's fine. Here, I do not know why it actually didn't connect, but it's fine because level 2 is stunning through the block and I'm just kind of saving up all the damage anyways, really. So this is gonna get a bit hairy at some point towards the end also. But yeah, so there the knockdown didn't happen because, well, according to Kabam, I mistimed that dash-in punch, but I still think Heimdall had an unrealistic reaction time there. That's fine. So disable the node by baiting out the heavy attack. Now I'm going to activate my level 2. We actually get a decent chunk of damage here. It goes down to 29%. And again, I'm just going to rinse and repeat everything that I did before. Bait out those level 1s, build myself up to level 2. And just before I throw my level 2, I will disable that node that prevents him from being knocked down. And life's good. But towards the very end, it's actually going to get very hairy as well. You can see that in a second. So here I punish his heavy and dex the remaining 2 hits. Drop my level 2. This is going to deal, you know, decent chunk of damage, so to speak. He's at 15%. And need to finish this out in order to move on to the Deathless She-Hulk objective. Because there's another rotation that is easier to do that I kind of alluded at the beginning of the video. And that will work with just about every champion. It's just going to be quite long, you know, long way around to do this fight, basically. Unfortunately, there the auto block still worked, but still, it's fine. And here again, I, well, got a bit unlucky. He immediately spammed his level 2, but I still got the knockdown, so that's all good. He's at 3%, and the problem here is because I'm cornered, and I don't want to get auto-blocked, and I need to bait out everything, and dex those heavies, and hope that he throws the special, because I'm kind of in trouble here. Yeah, because he's going to spam those heavies just like nobody's business, and I desperately need him to throw that level 1. So, come on, buddy. Whew, finally, he throws the level 1. I get a bar of power. So now I need to punish his heavy, which I do now, which is perfect. And I just need to knock him down, but I screw it up. And this is, you know, the very tense finish of this fight. Again, now I finally do get the knockdown, and Heimdall's done. So a bit spicy at the end. Here, I believe I might have started recording at a bit wrong time. I did make a mistake there, trying to incorporate just regular level 2 in the rotation, which is completely unnecessary. In Deathless She-Hulk objective, and in general, if you're using less than ideal champions, you basically just want to throw special 3s. Because then you don't have to worry about the node, about punching, anything else. You just spam your level 3s. That's it. That's the easiest way to do this fight. Also, avoid throwing 5-hit combos if possible, because then it's less likely that he's going to spam that heavy. And yeah, in general, you don't need to worry about that node that will prevent him from being knocked down, because it doesn't save champions from level 3. And it kind of works perfectly with Deathless She-Hulk, because obviously she makes him more likely to throw the specials. And only thing you do really is, yeah, get 3 bars of power and activate your level 3s, do damage, knock him down, and it takes a while. It gets quite tedious and boring as well. But again, you can ignore the punish heavy node, which is a cause for a lot of, you know, trouble when you're just throwing level 3s. And Deathless She-Hulk's actually very good kind of with that strategy, because you still build up your damage. She is ultimately a ramp-up champion, and you're having a, you know, good, easy time of a fight, albeit it is taking a while. So here I have 14 traumas on the Heimdall already. You know, slowly but surely we're going to be building up more. And every special attack he's going to take X amount of damage. Every special 3 he's going to take more and more damage, really. And yeah, that is the entire fight. There's nothing else to it. My Deathless She-Hulk is rank 2. But, you know, rank 1 will definitely be able to do this fight too. Because there's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't be able to. You're not forced to take a ton of block damage or anything like that. You're not forced to bait out a ton of heavy attacks. You just, you know, punish his specials. Even if he auto-blocks, that can kind of be fine as long as it pushes him past the bar of power. And yeah, this is the entire fight. It's very, very simple, straightforward for the Deathless She-Hulk objective. And I'm just going to kind of fast forward it, show you the fight time. It is on the longer side. It's going to be like 5-6 minutes. But yeah, there we go. I think this is going to be like last special 3 here. Obviously, we do have like 25 traumas, which, you know, increases the amount of damage that I do. Even if he auto blocks and I don't get my combos in, you know, special 3 itself is going to do a significant chunk of damage. And we're going to see the final burst of 139k. We're done. That's an easy solo as well. So these have been solos for all the objectives. Let's quickly go over the best options. So 2020 Mystic, Dragon Man by far is the biggest MVP. You can do the fight with Sasquatch, Mojo, Sorcerer Supreme. Do not recommend Tigra at all because, you know, neutralize immune. Do not recommend Longshot as well because of heavy, you know, heavy reliant playstyle, which is not the easiest thing to accomplish. Then in Metal and Cosmic, Beta Ray Bill is absolutely MVP. I've heard people do it with Maestro, Odin, Angel, and CGR as well. But again, Beta Ray Bill is definitely going to be the better option there with his grit buff, ignoring the Unstoppables. And Skill Mercenary, Bullseye and Hitmonkey seem to be the best options. Massacre can definitely do it too, as well as Crossbones. I do not recommend Black Widow Deadly Origins because she has double medium, so you kind of have a tricky time punishing that heavy attack. But these are, you know, realistically the better options of this challenge, even though theoretically you can use just about any champion with the level 3 rotation, and it's going to take as long as it does. So this is one of those fights that's definitely doable with, you know, just about any champion. Right, that is it for now. I hope this video was useful to you guys, and I'll catch you guys soon. Bye-bye. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all been